Right. Okay. Hello YouTube. This is the D.B.T Show. Episode 28. Now, instead of reviewing a game today, I thought I might as well review a games console. The console I'm going to be reviewing today is one of the new consoles, the Nintendo Wii. I've had my Nintendo Wii for about a year or two now, and it's still running. It's a pretty good machine. So I thought I'd just finally do a review on it and give you my opinions on the good points and the bad points of the machine. Now, when the Nintendo Wii first came out, it had a different name, and the name that it had before it was called Nintendo Wii was a lot cooler. The Nintendo Wii was called the Nintendo Revolution before it came out, before it was called Nintendo Wii. Now, Nintendo Revolution was an extremely good name for this console. But the only problem, for some strange reason, Nintendo decided to change the name of the console to Nintendo Wii. I'm not saying I don't like the new name, but I would rather have it called Revolution, because the word Wii sounds a little bit silly. But anyway, I can't change the name, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, well, look at the console itself, it looks kinda nice. For your memory card slot at the front, for your Wii memory cards. Now on the right hand side, you've got 4 GameCube controller ports, so you can play all your old GameCube games. You got 2 memory card slots, so you can still store all your data from your GameCube games. The Nintendo Wii is a fully compatible GameCube as well, so you can play all your old GameCube games along with all the Wii games. It's pretty light. It's got a small fan at the back, 2 USB ports, and all this is for your power and stuff. Now, let's talk about graphics. The graphics for the Nintendo Wii are twice as good as they were for the GameCube. I mean, if you see my reviews of GameCube games and Nintendo Wii games, you will know what I'm talking about. The graphics are twice as good as they were for GameCube, so the graphics are very good on this machine. Also, when the Nintendo Wii was first being designed, it was designed so you could have a DVD put inside it, so you could watch your DVDs on it. But Nintendo ditched this idea and decided to improve on the graphics even more. So, it can't play DVDs, but it's got very good graphics. Okay, next, let's move on to controllers. Now, when you buy a Nintendo Wii, you get 2 controllers with it. You get the Nintendo Wii remote and the nunchuck. It's still got the remote, so it's probably the best one. Now the Wii remote comes with a hand strap, so when you're playing certain games like Zelda and wave it around, use a sword and that, so you don't drop it or break it or anything. On the buttons on the Wii remote, you've got a standard D-pad, a power button to turn the Wii on with, an A button, a minus button, a home button, and a plus button. The minus button is if it's home and if it's minus, you can turn this volume up or down on this little speaker, because certain games, sounds may come out of the speaker involved with the game. There's also a 1 button and a 2 button. Then on the back of the Wii remote, there's also a B button, but most people call it the B trigger. That's basically what I can tell you about the Wii remote. Is the main controller you'll be using most of the time. It's got motion sensor capabilities, so when you're playing Zelda, Zelda Twilight Princess, you'll be using your sword, you just wave it around as if you use a real sword. It also works like a gun in certain games. You just press the fire button to shoot. Yeah, let's move on to the nunchuck. The nunchuck is the second controller you will get for your Nintendo Wii. Basically, it comes with this little clip, and it's inserted into the bottom of your Wii remote. Now, there isn't really that much to say about the nunchuck. The nunchuck is basically all it's got on is a thumbstick, a C button, and Z button. So if you're playing a game like Zelda, this is all this is used for is moving you around, target onto enemies, and other stuff. The nunchuck is motion sensor too, so let's say you're playing a game like Wii Sports Boxing. If you're gonna punch, you're gonna punch for your right hand stands. Later on in the year, I will review Wii Sports, but we'll leave that for another day. Anyway, back to controllers. So, let's be talking about the nunchuck and the Wii remote. Now, you won't get this with the next controller I'm going to show you. You won't get with the actual game system itself. You have to buy this separately, but it's definitely a must-have if you want to play virtual console games. This is the classical controller. It looks like a crossbreed between the PS2 controller and the old Super Nintendo controller. It's got a D-pad, a home button, a start select button, a Y, X, B, A, two little thumbsticks, two Z buttons, and a left trigger and a right trigger button. It's also got this little button in the middle of the two Z buttons. I don't know, Nintendo to this day hasn't released anything for this thing to do. When I first saw it, I thought you might be able to put a rumble pack in there, so you could have rumble motion with certain games, but to this day, Nintendo has not released any attachments for that bit there. The classical controller is extremely good for playing virtual console games, which I will show you later. You can also control virtual console games, or some of them. The Mega Drive and the NES games can all be controlled with your Wii remote. You can also control certain virtual console games with the GameCube controller. But if you want to control every game on the virtual console, you will definitely need a classical controller. It's a definite must. As far as I know, most of the games on at the moment can be controlled by the GameCube controller, but later in the year, there are some more games that you will definitely need this for. And plus, it's a lot easier to hold it. It's a lot better. Anyway, let's move on to the other stuff about this machine. Let's move on to hard drive space. The hard drive space on the Nintendo Wii is 512 megabytes. That's pretty darn small. I mean, if you look at the Xbox 360 and the PS3, the Xbox 360 has a 20 gig hard drive, and the PS3 comes in three versions: a 20 gig hard drive, a 40 gig, and a 60 gig. Now, I ain't got a PS3 or an Xbox 360, but I've played on both machines. I am friends with elders. Now, the Nintendo Wii only has a 512 megabyte hard drive, and I think that's a bit too small. So I think Nintendo could have put a bigger hard drive in. But anyway, YouTube, I'm very sorry, but I've run out of time. So join me in part 2 of my Nintendo Wii review. Until then, bye bye.